Welcome to the Self Reality Podcast, a show where we like to talk all things reality TV, the good, the bad, and all the outrageous things, and how we feel about them. I'm your host, Angie, and today we're here to talk about Survivor. We're on season 49. This is episode 2 recap, and I am here with my brother, Nicholas Hanlon. Welcome.
Hello.
Thanks
Survivor
for coming.
time.
It is Survivor time. Welcome. And real quick before we get going into the episode, which was power packed with lots of stuff, go ahead and like and subscribe here on the channel. While you're at it, head on over to both of Nick's awesome podcasts. One is called the Dirty Glass Podcast, Booze Reviews for the Unrefined, where Nick and Denny like to drink drinks, rate them, and talk all things in between. While you're at it, go on over to Kayfabe Wrestling Talk with handsome Nick Hanlon and Matthew Barnaby. It's where they talk about wrestling the way it should be talked about. And if you don't agree, you're probably wrong. Go on over to both of those, like, share, subscribe, all the things. All right, well, Nick, let's get into this episode. I have to say, I was not bored one time during this episode.
It was better. Plus, it was only an hour and a half. First episode was 2 hours. Remember?
No, I think it was an hour and a half.
It was an hour and a
pretty
half.
sure.
No, it was an hour. It was an hour and a half without commercial.
Okay, but this one was also. Anyway, I'm not gonna. Either way,
I think the other one was like this one was like an hour and 10 without commercial.
I feel like no, but I'm not gonna argue. It was. But either way, I can get bored on a 45-minute episode of something. Okay, so like I don't know. This one was not boring at all. It was action packed. I feel from the time we started until right on through. So just a quick recap, if we recall from last week, the blue team Keeley is getting decimated. They did the first vote out of Nicole, which was a blindside for her. They're kind of going for the weakest, what they perceive as the weakest people in challenges, and seeing as they are very physically taxing challenges, they voted out Nicole. So here we are, day 4. We're at the Keeley tribe, and it's always the aftermath of what happened.
Annie thinks she's the leader for some reason.
I'm glad you're pointing this out because, yeah, I have big highlights on this. So Annie is now gone from before, when she was kind of being quiet and keeping to herself, which wasn't a good strategy, to being annoying and telling everybody what to do and how they should vote, and really doesn't understand that she is not beloved, and that she's annoying everybody and she's the next one to go. Because
it's like Sophie and Jeremiah, they don't like it.
No, I wouldn't like it either. She's telling them who to vote out. She's being bossy, and like she's
just all of a sudden, it seems like.
Well,
she got this idea in her head.
Well, we'll talk about it later, but her overconfidence is absolutely just, I wrote down she's delulu.
Borderline delusional?
Yeah. Delulu. She's just lost her rocker. So that's sort of the Keeley tribe, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then we go over to Yuli, which is, I think they're the red. And the only thing I really have noted for this are 2 things. They find food, so they get a crab, which would be pretty spectacular, actually, if you were starving on Survivor. I think a crab is like good food. And then you have Nate, the elder.
Fire.
The elder. Yeah.
Is.
You wrote down the same. Okay. So Nate, I'm gonna pass it to you to talk about the words, because I wrote the words down too. So Nate's basically saying that everyone wants to make space for everyone, which is true. And that's a sort of younger thing, but I think some of us older people have picked that up as well. But he's kind of feeling uncomfortable, in part because of also he doesn't understand the lingo. So there's some words that they kind of do a cute little, I think it was kind of a funny little montage of them saying.
I think Vibes was the one. Vibes, fire. You have Riz? Your name's Riz. You got Riz, fire. Fire, vibes.
Cinema.
Vibes, fire.
What's cinema?
What is that? Is that the one we were saying?
Yeah, cinema. I haven't heard that one before. Riz. Okay, so Nick, as a
think
younger,
cinema is like that's capturable or impressive.
So like a it's a Polaroid for
kinda,
or I don't know.
I'm guessing. I've never heard cinema before. I assume it's like, oh, that's cinema.
Well,
sounds like a positive.
Oh, it is a positive. And the fire one actually kind of helps contextualize when I see people putting like flames in social media on like pictures and stuff. You're fire, you're hot, you're fire, right?
Fire.
It's a good
it's
one.
fire,
yeah.
That's pure fire.
But Riz, what's Riz?
You never heard Riz?
No. Or I heard it and I didn't know what it was.
It's like you have like confidence and you look good. It's Riz. Riz is an
Definition.
internet slang short for charisma, meaning
Hmm.
charm, style, or skill in attracting romantic or sexual partners, often through confident verbal communication. It can also be used as a verb to riz someone up, meaning you're charming them. The term gained popularity through TikTok and is now recognized part of the modern slang. Short for charisma, so risma. Yeah.
So I like that because I don't think we even use the term charisma enough in this world. So that's fun. Okay, I like it.
Couldn't we just say charisma?
Oh, Nick, too many syllables.
That's true.
You like
It's like you got
shortening
Riz,
words.
you got Riz, you got Riz.
You're rizzing me up. Oh, you're rizzing me. I sound like such an old I just
You are
feel my
rizzing me up.
age.
Oh
You
my
are rizzing
goodness.
me up.
I
Why?
like to say it to the wrong
That
thing. Like this coffee's Riz.
that is fire.
That's a
And this moment is
that's one fire.
cinematic.
That's one
Anyway,
fire coffee. So cinematic. It's got Riz.
all right. So I found that to be actually somewhat entertaining, as you can probably tell. And my advice to Nate, as is my advice last week to
Good for
Nate,
yourself.
lean into dad. You're a dad. Lean
Yeah.
into it. Be it. It's who you are. You're not going to be one of the kids. You'd sound like I just sounded and Nick just sounded when like make fun of like joke about it.
Even Rizzo was like, oh, when we hugged, it was like hugging my dad. Remember
Yeah.
that
So
one?
yes, which was like what a I'm forgetting I'm not going to think of the word, but what a bonding, like what a great bonding
What a
moment,
what a Riz
right?
moment.
And what a fire moment. It
It
was
was so
almost
fire
cinematic.
cinematic.
So for each of the tribes, and we'll talk Hina in a second, I just want to sort of point out the alliances. They all have a four-person alliance. Some are a little bit shaky already. So in Uli, they have Rizzo, Nate, Savannah, and Shannon, which means Jawan and Sage are on the outs. So I just kind of want to
Yeah.
keep all of that in mind because don't you find it interesting that we've moved from this whole we work with you day by day, right? They would pull people in, there'd be like core two people, and they would pull multiple people in for each vote, like, and it would shift every vote. Now they're doing old school alliances. Like this is
Let's see
old
how long
school.
that lasts, I guess.
Well, valid, but I'm excited because I like old school alliances because I think they're effective. You know, of course, my favorite part of an old school alliance is when it breaks down, and there are already cracks. So let's go on over to Hina, who, good vibes tribe. They have fire, they have supplies, they have food,
Over yellow.
the yellow tribe. So they have their four-person alliance right now, although it's almost not because I'll tell you in a second. You have Matt, Steven, Christina, and MC. But I find it so that means that Jason and Sophie are on the outs. But what I find interesting is like MC is already paranoid because they're talking the four were talking about getting rid of their Sophie. And then MC's like, how long have you had the three? They asked her to join their thing. He's like, we just talked about it. And she's paranoid because she's the last one. Someone's got to be the last one to be told.
It's
It's
like, how
just,
long has this
anyway.
group been together before they asked me?
Yeah.
That means I'm
And,
on the
and
outs or whatever.
like half an hour before we had a chance.
It's like
It wasn't
episode
long.
2, dude. You might want
Yeah.
to align with some people.
Well, that's how aligning and aligning alliances work. But
Oh,
then she takes the information they gave her after asking her to join their alliance and tells Sophie. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, this four is done. So I'm
immediately.
interested. I'm interested to see where that goes. And then I think we already talked about it. We're back at Keeley. You kind of have the bromance continuing. Right. No. Then we have Annie throwing Jake's name around to his his alliance. Like who does she tell? Or maybe she told it, or I can't remember. I think she told
Did we
like
forget Jawan using what's her name's bag, or is that next? I know, like, what's her name's
that's
trying
coming
to
up.
like the older broad our age is trying to like.
Younger than me, Annie. Yes.
It's funny how Jake explains it though. Like, so she's throwing it, and then they tell Jake, and he's like, "Yeah, but she's like throwing around the names of people that are like already friends. We're all friends. Why is she throwing my name around? We're all friends."
So dumb. But he
Yeah, he's really dumb.
spirals.
He's
But
really
he's
dumb.
dumb and then he kind of spirals. And listen, Annie's a moron. I'm sorry. Like, what are you doing? Like, this just shows me how out of touch she is, which, spoiler alert, she'll later mention her gut instincts. She
Yeah,
has no gut instincts. This is the worst intuitive person, like worst case of fake intuition I've ever seen. Like she literally has no sense of anybody as evidenced by the fact that she's saying to his friends, I think she told she might have said it to Alex, I feel like. She definitely said it to Sophie. And did you notice that there was a shift that now it's like Sophie and Jake are really close and Sophie's getting weird about his bromance with Alex?
Yeah, she's jealous.
She's jealous, but very weird.
She said that
One
the last
last
episode too.
Yeah. I told you I don't think she's going to be loyal to people, and she's already demonstrating that.
No,
Like
she's literally aligning so they take the attention off of her. It has nothing to do with helping, mutually
no, I
helping each other.
and like as much as we don't like it when it's just lovey-dovey loyal to the end, like it's again day 4. You might want to be kind of loyal to the alliance you've set up for a little while. Or appear better, but there's more to come on that. So Jake spirals, and then here's he, this is my favorite quote of the episode because it's a terrible quote. He does his shoe bandit thing
Yeah.
with Annie's shoe, and he's kind of getting a little obvious about it, but whatever. Like he's the only guy looking and picking up shoes in front of people, but okay. He's trying to come up with some like I think pithy thing like when you mess with the shoe bandit, stuff
You're
gets
gonna,
real.
you're gonna lose your shoe.
No, lose your shoes almost goes with it. Like it's too aligned. Like this is just stuff gets real. What do you mean?
Yeah, he didn't
I
understand. He didn't practice it.
I Nick, yeah, like you have all day long to come up with pithy things for your interviews. Stuff gets real. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we're back at
You better
Yulee,
watch out for your shoes or they'll get real.
or
Yeah,
they get banded it.
he did it wrong.
He did it
He
so
didn't
wrong.
understand how to do it.
Well, again, I think he was trying to come up with some interesting, cute quip, whatever. And he failed miserably. So we're back at Yulee. Sage is going to be interesting. I actually hope she stays a little while because she's weird. She's talking about how she applied to be a mascot and then she became an Easter bunny. And I don't know, that made me laugh. Now on this tribe,
And
it's
then one
Jawan.
girl's like, we have the literal Easter bunny here. So literally, you were literally the Easter bunny. I forget who said that, but one of the girls said that.
My goodness, that's good
Like,
actually.
is that for real? We have the literal Easter bunny.
Well, what do you say to that though? That's actually probably an appropriate comment.
Well, I would say what the other person said. Did you like it? And then she was like,
Yeah.
"No." That's all I would have said. I mean, like, I sounds like it was really hot,
Yeah.
like literally hot because you're wearing a costume, not
Well, I feel
hot like
hot
Paris
thinking
Hilton
about
hot.
it.
I wore one of those costumes before this.
Yeah, of course they
They're
are.
very hot.
So it's Jawan and Sage who are on the outs. Yes, this is where he uses, oh my goodness. So Savannah is like so mad. Jawan accidentally uses her bag to collect sticks. So he's using bags to get sticks for fire and stuff like that. And, now, okay.
I
But
don't know how
how
you
did he?
mistakenly use somebody's
I,
bag.
I was about to say that because they have their stuff in it. So wouldn't he have to take her stuff out?
Like, do they have the
And
same bag?
they all have the same bag, but they don't have the same stuff in it, I think. I don't think.
Do they really all have the same bag?
Yeah. They're
Why
all
do they all
given like
brought
a
like their own
no, not
bag?
anymore. That was the
Or
olden days.
they're all given a bag.
Yeah, they're all
Oh, I can
given
see how
just
you can make a mistake then.
but wouldn't the stuff in the bag that you would pull out be a clue?
Depends on how much stuff is in there. I don't know.
Okay. Well, what I found kind of interesting is that a woman who's playing Survivor, is mad about him making that mistake because of like I guess the bugs that could get in the bag.
Yeah.
Like wouldn't you just shake
Yeah.
it out? Like I mean, you're living in the jungle or the forest or whatever. Like
I don't understand why she got mad. I liked it earlier in the episode where she did the reporter thing though. That
that
happened
was
in this
that was
episode, right?
that was cute actually. I liked it too. It's like, oh, okay, I can see like she's got that voice and she's got the cadence of it. So it was pretty good.
She
I
should do
agree.
that more often.
Yeah, if I had a journalist bent, I'd probably do like podcasting or something in my interviews. Welcome to the self-reality Survivor edition, where we're here in the jungle today, but the reporter thinks better. Okay, so then we go on a journey. Someone lands on each beach, so it is, and people volunteer, and it's Matt, it's Jake, and it's Joanne.
Of course, Jake.
Yeah, he's gotta get in there for everything. But I have to tell you, he is really starting to irritate me. Like
Yeah, it's annoying.
he's dumb, and then he's overconfident, and I hate that combination. Like, ugh. So it's a pretty actually simple game. So they just have but basically like jungle baskets. Each of them have like a basketball net, and the other two have to throw, what is it, coconuts probably, whatever,
Well, all
some
three of them
coconut
have to, right?
ball. Yeah, they have to throw it in the other person's baskets.
All right,
and
and whoever's yeah.
whoever has basically the least amount wins, like the least amount of baskets in their thing. So it's basically you can strategize if you want. No one strategized, which I find, well, I guess it's early and they don't know each other, but no one strategized. It wasn't like, hey, Jake looks like kind of the biggest, burliest guy. Let's get him out. And then I don't like his attitude. I don't like his like arrogance. Cut to Jake in his interview or whatever. He's like, I don't have any worries. Like, we got a 70-year-old, FYI 52, and we got Jawan, who isn't too athletic. Like, I'm going to beat everybody. And then he does not. Oh, whatever, dude. But what was nice is the reward was you could either help yourself by, I think, getting to steal a vote from one of the other tribes, which is interesting. I don't think we've seen that.
No, where you get to
Or
choose.
this is new. Or correct me if I'm wrong, please, but or you can help your whole tribe by basically disadvantaging another tribe during the challenge.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
And let me tell you, it was quite the disadvantage. And not only that, it is not anonymous, well, because they know it's whoever won, and he has to say it in front of them. So, is there anything else before we get to? We're back at Keeley,
I
and
think it goes right to the challenge, doesn't it?
no, we're back at Keeley. I have a note. Alex finds the beware. Remember, he finds the beware thing,
All right.
opens it up with Jake, but they have to wait now to dig at Tree Mail if they lose.
So they have to lose a challenge before.
So they
Yeah.
have to lose a challenge. Then we go right to the immunity challenge. Nick, tell us the immunity challenge. You're better at this than I am. Do you remember?
Go
Net. They
across it.
crossed that big
Yeah,
net.
I
Okay.
think.
So they raced across a net. I think Rizzo was doing some weird stuff on that, actually. I can't read the next writing, but
Oh,
there's some
right.
sort of,
He was trying to do like a backflip onto the net for
yeah.
some reason. Just the way he was jumping and he missed a couple times.
And Jeff commented it was kind of cute. Then there's some sort of, I can't read my writing, so there's some sort of obstacle where and then they have to dig a ladder out, rope. There's a rope gate climb, and then there's that big ramp. So okay, people, it's just a
I'll
bunch of
make better notes of the
obstacles.
challenge next time. We
No,
had
because you're better at describing it. You're more succinct than I am. So essentially, here's how I'll put it. There's a bunch of obstacles. Then they have to like get up a ramp and do a puzzle. Okay.
Well, yeah, because it's like the rope thing. Then they got to dig a ladder out. Then they got to climb the
Yeah.
ladder and get the key.
Yep.
And then when they
Yes.
get the key, they got to open up the puzzle pieces and climb up that high ramp and then do a puzzle at the top of the thing. And then the challenge with the people that got the extra stuff. So
Yeah.
like one of
So
the teams got the
it was
disadvantage.
Hina, because these guys, why would they pick the decimated team? In what world do they pick the team that has no fire, no food, no way to cook food? What do you like? I think it was the Sophie girl from that team that got all like all just, how dare they? What would you have done? You would have picked the strongest team in this case.
Yeah.
We're at physical. Oh my god, it irritates because I'm like, people have some empathy. Put yourself in the place of the other. What would you have done? What you should have said was like, oh, I was so irritated because now I have to carry an extra. Okay, they had to carry an extra 20 pounds of coconuts. Jeff, because Jeff is such a pro, he's always like, it's a hot day out. A lot of them, except probably Hina, have like brain fog from lack of eating. And then they also had to, instead of finding one key, like or trying one key for whatever the end is, they had to try like 10 keys.
Yeah. 9 extra keys. Yep.
And they sat one person out. So they sat out Christina, who like in the middle of it is like screeching at them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, okay, Christina, let them, that's not helpful. I don't think well, maybe it was helpful because you know what? Despite it all, did they win
Team
or they
still
came in
win.
second?
Yeah.
They what?
No, they
Did they come
won.
in first?
Yeah.
I Okay. Let's talk about this because this
And Uli comes in
challenge,
second.
the level of choking on challenges on the Keeley
It's
or the
already
what is
happened.
it? Is it the Kella? I think I'm saying it wrong. The Kella team is I think it's
They can't do
Kella,
puzzles.
Keela. It's just I can't even think of the word. It's just so terrible. Like it's terrible. It's not the right word, but it's just they choke.
Yeah, they're
And
so far ahead.
they were incredibly far ahead of all out of the three teams. They were like they had an amazing lead. And then who was it? It was Sophie and who did the final? Was it Sophie and Jeremiah?
Um, who did the final what?
Like the puzzle on the Kella team.
I don't know, but I do know that Jason guy who's the last minute. He's the puzzle guy for this season,
Yeah.
right? He's on what, yellow? That Jason guy. Oh man, he kills the puzzles and he's also really patient, which is interesting. He's like, so how do we like looking at it? Does it look good here? Does everybody like this? As he's doing the puzzle, he's like, how's this look? Blah blah blah. He's
Doesn't
like,
panic.
Yeah, he's so good at it.
He's amazing, and I was trying to remember who on Kella did it. So it was Sophie. I think it was Sophie and Jeremiah, but Sophie basically took the lead. So you have Annie yelling at her wrong stuff. Although I did understand her level of frustration because Sophie and Jeremiah are just basically looking at the puzzle pieces. They're not
Yeah, they got no
doing.
no pieces in,
They're not.
and they were like so far ahead, which was the crazy part.
And Nick, I think we've seen puzzles like this before where it's like do something, move something. It was all just
Mm.
this massive pile, like organize it so you can see like it's the survivor logo in a block form. Like so they choke and they lose. And now they're gonna have to go to tribal again. So now they've lost. So when we go back, Alex needs to dig up. Oh, and Sophie's devastated, and I get it. Like she choked and she knows she choked. But anyway, we go back to camp. Now they have to dig up the reward or like the immunity idol. Now they tell Sophie. Why are you telling everybody everything? Don't tell everybody everything. So then they dig it up.
Well,
It's by
Jake,
the
Alex wasn't happy about that. Jake told Sophie.
that's oh yeah. See now this is just creating more
He's like, I
contention
wanted to bring
between
Sophie in so she was in on the search.
what a smart idea. So they go and they dig up a map, which is crazy. They had that big ball and chain, which is like chang, clang, clang, like that. That would have been something else. And no one was the wiser though. So they go looking using a map to find the idol. What I thought was interesting, the one thing I'm going to note here, because Alex ultimately finds it, but Sophie found it. This is why she's not to be trusted. She found it and she was trying to keep that hidden and hoping they wouldn't see it. And then she was going to take it, which is,
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, how would she even do that, right? Like, wasn't it locked too?
yeah, but that's why, don't you remember? She was like, oh, just let's leave the ball and chain here while we look some more. She wanted to leave it
Oh
there
yeah,
so that they would go off hunting. And definitely Jake's not the sharpest tool in the shed anyway. So she wanted them off looking for it so that she could, like, turn the key and easily, next she could steal it. They would think they never found it and they would think they couldn't figure it out. And then she'd just use it at a certain point,
pretty
which
smart to try and
again,
trick them.
it's a smart play, but people are really backstabbing like on day 4.
Good.
But that's why, hey, so there's the part of me that's like, what are you doing? It's too soon. But the other part of me is like, if you can pull it off, that would be a pretty amazing move
Yeah,
to be shared at final tribal if you
yeah,
get
she
there.
could pull that one. If it was just Jake, she would have pulled it off.
But it couldn't have been because Jake's the one who pulled her in. So anyway, so ultimately they find it. And then I guess Jeremiah's walking around, so they tell him too. So 5 people, 4 of them know. Jeremiah is sharp, though. He's like, oh, well, I'm always the last to know. Note, right? Like he's kind of noting it because when they first kind of all came together, it seemed like Jeremiah was going to work with him and Sophie said, we have to be a pair because obviously Jake and Alex are a pair. However, what's happening now is Jake is now being almost closer or equally close to Sophie. So they're already ready to come apart. Okay. Tribal?
That's tribal, I think.
No,
What
one
else
last thing.
happens?
The only other thing I kind of wanted to point out is like if you recall, Annie was all about get rid of Jake, get rid of Jake, get rid of Jake. She
Yeah.
flips. She wants to get rid of
Oh right, she wants
Sophie,
to get rid of. That's right. Yeah.
which I think is an interesting note, even though I think, hey, everybody, it's pretty clear who's going home.
Everybody's just agreeing with her because they're like, I just want to get the tribal and get you out,
Sure. They're like,
essentially.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. You're
Yes, I
clearly
agree.
which
You're
made
the
her think she's
puppet.
the
You're the
puppet master
puppet
even
master.
more. Yeah, which made her think it even more. Smart on their end.
What I'll say, because they're the only ones who've been to tribal, is they're doing a good job of lying and letting whoever's going home not know that they're going home because this is about to become, for some reason, because to the audience, in my mind, it's obvious. This becomes the second side of the season somehow.
Well,
Uh,
she's so delusional.
yeah. Well, let's get into tribal. I'll just say there's a few things. Sophie is very low. They're all very low, which I think is what would happen. And I think there's a lot of brain fog. Even if you remember, Jeff asks Jeremiah a question, he starts to answer and he just totally forgets what he's going to say.
Like, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Like, can you think of how like brain foggy you would get like in that kind of environment. But Sophie's very low. So I'm going to point at 2 things. So Jeff gives them a pep talk, I think, as a result of sort of that low feeling. The pep talk is basically, listen, and any tribe that has traditionally done poorly at the start in the first part of the game before the merge, anyone who makes it tends to do quite well.
Yeah.
And I just know Annie's sitting there thinking, yeah, because she's the one, I can't remember, at a certain point was like, I don't care if we go back to tribal. I don't care how badly we do. I bet you're thinking differently than that now, Annie. Because let me say something.
Sitting at the Ponderosa.
Yeah, I don't even know if they sit at the Ponderosa or if they just go home because it's like, it's before merge. But anyway, she really can't read a room. So her comments are absolutely atrocious. I don't know if you have any feelings about it, but her saying like there's absolutely no trust in Survivor, whether you believe it or not, it's a stupid statement. But the second stupid part of that statement was the only thing I trust is my gut. You
Yeah.
did it wrong. You did it wrong. What do you think of this? What's your takeaway from Tribal?
I mean, it was just her being delusional the whole time. It really was just her talking like she's king shit, and then all of them voted for her. Like she got everybody's vote
I
except
know.
for hers, obviously. So I don't know. I think she's just gonna go back to life being delusional in her whole life. It sounds like because it sounds like she thinks she's king shit. It
And
was it
she's
was
for
odd. It was odd, right? The trust
wasn't
thing.
it?
Like, why would you even say that? But then she didn't even try and defend herself because she just thought she was not going anywhere, right? So no, she didn't take any signs. She just suddenly thought she was the leader. I don't even remember why she thought she was the leader. She just came out and said, "Well, I'm making decisions," said stuff, and thought everybody was listening to her. It was really weird.
Seen this before though, where people just start telling everybody what how to vote and what the strategy is without what you I think have to do, which we see more often than not, is like, hey, like, so
We
I
got to
really,
build rapport.
yeah, I really like our vibe, to use a
She went
term they
from like
use.
being like
Not talking,
ostracizing herself and not talking to anybody to this episode where she's just like, well, I've decided to start talking so people will listen.
master,
It just means
right?
you have a odd sense of yourself,
Well, don't you think
self-importance,
yeah. Well, and
right?
like I said at the start, overconfidence, and as Nick always says, overconfidence kills.
Every time.
And you add in delusion. Like, because again, she's not just overconfident, she's delusional. So I have to say, Primal's kind of the most boring part of this episode, if I'm honest with you. But
It was
it
just
was
like the last tribal, just lie to the person you're voting for,
yeah,
right?
everyone votes the same, want. Like,
No hint, no back, no, yeah, yeah.
so that's normal. It's a second vote. But I really, really, really would love to see one of the other teams. If I'm honest, I'd love to see the Hina tribe because they are so obnoxious when they go in chanting and woo woo woo, like when they go into the challenges. It's annoying
The
to me.
yellow team.
Yeah, the yellow team. I find it obnoxious to do that. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it's just like I just think that doesn't cheer up other teams. And maybe, maybe it's a mind game they're playing. I would find it obnoxious
I think
unless
they
I
should
was.
bring back Redemption Island.
What was Redemption Island again?
When you got voted out, you got put on an island and got a chance to come back.
Oh, that would be actually that would be maybe
Now that they have
would
the
be
long
interesting.
episodes, why wouldn't they have Redemption Island?
That's true.
Redemption Island was like hour episodes.
Well, you're right. Maybe they're going to do that for 50 though, because there were some things that people could, vote on for doing. So I guess we'll see. But that's a good thought, Nick. Anything else? That's it. I thought it was I thought that was a solid episode,
It was a
especially
fun
for
one.
like episode 2. I'm already, especially like the Kella tribe. I already kind of know them because like they're losing so badly. I'd like to see another team lose so I
Well, yeah,
could
there's
kind
the
of.
star of the show is because they're losing, so you see them the most because they're the most drama. Everybody else is just like Kumbaya right now.
Let's all gather and pray and love each other and have good vibes and everything's cinematic and you're all Riz.
Yeah, Riz and
Let's see
cinematic
how Riz
and
everyone is.
fire and yeah, let's get some tension and see how
Yeah,
that works out for you. And hunger, 'cause everybody's
that's what
eating
I'm
except for that one tribe too, right?
exactly. And I actually from that perspective feel really bad for them because like I mean I'm grumpy. I'm grumpy if I haven't eaten for like, 4 or 5 hours. Can you imagine like sustaining on coconut coconut meat and water?
Yeah, you'd be grumpy.
Like I would be grumpy on day
You'd be really
1 from
grumpy.
that.
Yeah,
And aqua dumping and, like peeing in the butt. Like it's just, well, I guess you're peeing in the water too, but there,
sleeping
anyway, I
on
think,
dirt with a bunch of idiots.
well, and just like, let's talk for a second about like just even the sleeping arrangement. So like you're sleeping on bamboo, uncomfortable bamboo with people who I guarantee there's people farting and snoring and moving and
Oh yeah,
there's rats and yeah, I couldn't, you know what? I couldn't do so. I really couldn't. I still think once I lose some weight, we could do Amazing Race Canada though. I think I could tough that one out. But like Survivor,
Survivor's tough.
it's too tough. Maybe like 20 years ago I could have done it, or even me. Yeah, I'd say 15. Maybe when I was 35.
I mean, I could do it if I lost weight. I'd just be mad.
I could try
Just
it,
be
but I
grumpy all the
just, yeah.
time.
But you can't be Nick. Nick's like, I want to
Yeah,
be the first one voted out.
that'd be the tough part. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I
I
digress.
think I'd be all right for the first couple days.
Yeah, we've
But by
all
the time
gone a day or
I'm
so.
grumpy, I would have an alliance. Then everybody be like, God, I wish I was in this guy's alliance. He keeps snapping on day like 10. Why is he over there karate chopping trees? Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I hate it. Yeah, I want a cheeseburger. I think Nick's losing it. Like side thing. I'm scared to go to sleep while he's awake.
No
Uncle Nick's turned
cigarette.
into Uncle Nick.
Uncle Nick from that Christmas movie he's turned into
Yeah.
after he's drunk. Okay, well, again, good episode. So, with all that, please go on over, check out Nick's podcast, Kayfabe Wrestling Talk, and or the Dirty Glass podcast. Like, subscribe, watch all the content. While you're at it, like and subscribe over here. Let us know what you think, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.